Now, Sarah Leah Whitson is the Executive Director of the Middle East and North Africa Division at Human Rights Watch and joins us now from New York. Sarah, is Egypt in a better position now than it was 5 years ago?
Well, it depends what you mean by the word better. If we're talking about its human rights record, the situation is far, far bleaker than it has ever been in its modern history.
And so Human Rights Watch have been monitoring the human rights abuses in Egypt. What's happened in the last years under Sisi? And are we seeing more human rights violations under Mubarak?
Well, certainly in terms of the scale of abuses that we're seeing now in Egypt, the situation is dire. In the wake of the coup to remove President Sisi, the government cracked down on demonstrators, carrying out a massive murder of protesters in August of 2013, resulting in the deaths of over 1,000 protesters in a single day. Since then, they have arrested and continue to detain tens of thousands of alleged Muslim Brotherhood supporters, outlawing the organization and also cracking down not just on Islamist supporters, but on those who initially launched and spearheaded the revolution. Secular, liberal activists, journalists, human rights activists have all found themselves in jail or effectively jailed in the country subject to travel bans.
And Sarah, what can the international community do? I know that Human Rights Watch have been petitioning the EU, the US to try and stop overlooking Egyptian government abuses. What can the international community do to try and get the situation in Egypt fixed?
Well, the international community can make use of the mechanisms that already exist in the United Nations and the Human Rights Council to, at minimum, censure Egypt for its record, but also to investigate the ongoing abuses in the country, the pervasive impunity for security abuse forces, and most significantly, the governments that are actively assisting and aiding Egypt, most prominently the United States, should reconsider its security assistance to the country, over $1 billion in military aid. But rather than doing that, the Obama administration is now seeking to waive the requirements that Egypt demonstrate it's supposedly transitioning to democracy, so that there's actually no check by Congress on the military aid provided to Egypt.
And Sarah, quickly, if you can, do you think that Egypt is being overlooked by the international community at the moment, with other countries in the region, Syria, taking all the attention?
I think that's very clear that the priority right now in the region is defeating ISIS for whatever reason that's identified as the single gravest threat to the security in the region. And so as a result, the other conflicts in the region are not on the front and the radar of the international community to solve and sort out. Not the war in Yemen, not the war in Libya, and certainly not either the war in Sinai or the ongoing mass abuses in the country in Egypt.
Well, Sarah Leah Whitson, we do have to leave it there. We've run out of time, but thank you so much for joining us. Thank you.